Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's streamer showcase, and this week we have GiggleStink. So, first thing I'd like to do is find out about your name. So why are you particularly called GiggleStink? why such that name?
Yeah, it's definitely the question I get asked the most. People are always curious, like, where the heck I came up with it. And it was actually an auto-generated name from a game that I don't think is a game anymore. The game was called Toontown, and it was actually run by Disney. And now we have some super fans that have taken over Toontown and made it a thing still, but way back in the day, I played Toontown, and it was an auto-generated name that was given to me. And I don't know why I liked it so much. I guess I liked that it was kind of girly in the beginning, but then had stink at the end, and I thought that was kind of funny. And in a way, it kind of mashes my personality pretty well, which is kind of weird to say. But initially, that's why I fell in love with it, and it kind of stuck with me for more than 10 years. So I had it like way before I was streaming. So yeah.
Great. Okay, so what's Toontown for all those people who don't know what that is?
Oh man, Toontown is, I don't even know what genre it would go into, but pretty much you are a toon character, you're a cartoon character, and you go around and you play pranks on cogs, which are like bad guys, and they're all black and white, and they try to change the whole world into black and white. And so you play jokes on them to make them laugh, but when they laugh, they actually blow up. And it's an online game, so it's kind of like a children's World of Warcraft, to be quite honest.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I played like way more than 10 years ago, and it stuck with me all this time.
Okay, nice. So when did you actually start streaming? When did you hit that go live button for the first time?
It was actually in June of 2018, I think. Going on 2 years almost, so.
Cool. And why did you go live that first time? What spurred GiggleStink on to click that button, to download all the software, get everything
Right.
set up, and just click that go live button?
I actually was a supporter for another streamer who I really look up to. So I actually just got done doing supporter games. And I actually stayed up until like 3 a.m. playing supporter games with another streamer that I was a supporter of.
Yeah.
And I got off, and I was like, oh my God, that was so much fun. And I definitely just like needed that game time with someone else. And I was like, I want to do that for other people. I want other people to leave playing video games with me and go, wow, that was a lot of fun. So I was like, I literally went out the next day after playing with them, and I was like, I bought everything that I needed, and I was like, I'm going to do this. So
Great. Awesome. So what kind of genre of games do you like playing? What's your go-to?
I think it'd be easier to actually say what I really don't like playing.
Sure, go for it.
And so I do not like playing sports games, and I literally love everything else. So FIFA and like the NBA, things like that, like I don't like playing them, but any other game at all, and I definitely would give it a try.
Cool. Why don't you like sports games? Just not your kettle of fish, or well, your thing?
Yeah, it's not really my thing. I don't really like sports in real life, and I don't really like sports. When I play video games, just reminds me of exercising.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. It's not my kind of game either. You won't catch me doing FIFA. But
Right.
fair enough. Okay. So, what do you do outside of streaming? Are you a full-time streamer? Are you a part-time streamer? Just for people who don't know who you are, are you a full-time streamer, part-time streamer? Do you fit it around a job? What do you do?
So I'm definitely a full-time streamer. I
Awesome.
don't do anything else with my time, but I do take care of my 2 kiddos with me. So
That's good. So
yeah.
Nice. Okay, so you've fitted streaming around so you fitted streaming around motherhood and things like that. So that's great. That's amazing. Do you find it difficult to stick to a schedule because you've got your family to look after, or is scheduling something that's actually quite easy for you?
It's definitely hard. It's probably one of the hardest things because it doesn't matter what I have planned at all. My children matter, but also like if they're not in a good mood and they're just having a bad day and they're just not having a good day, then I'm like, all right, well, let me make sure that they're all right, well taken care of before I can do what I'm doing. So it definitely makes it hard to keep a consistent schedule. I try as hard as I do, but I can only do so much. So
that's fine. So what did you do before streaming? What was the GiggleStink before streaming? What was your past life before you became a full-time content creator?
I was actually a preschool teacher for 10 years. My very first job that I got when I was 16 years old was actually a preschool nursery teacher. And I just kept in the same field for 10 years. And then I decided to open up my own preschool, and that's what initially got me into business school. But then while I was in business school, I started streaming. So it goes, it kind of transferred over pretty well. A little bit of a transition that actually was a little smoother than expected, especially with the pandemic and everything.
Nice. Okay, great. So what is the essence of your channel? If we come to watch GiggleStink, what are we going to see?
You're definitely, I hope that you'll find a lot of laughter, a lot of positivity, upbeat. I definitely, even if I've had a bad day with my kiddos or whatever and I'm feeling drained, I try to remind myself that I want to put smiles on other people's faces. So I always try to bring the best upbeat energy that I have. So. Okay,
great. So I see in the background there you've got some interesting things, interesting props. I see a clone trooper helmet. Is that right?
Yeah.
Vader helmet. What's that behind you by the TV?
By the TV right here. Oh,
yep.
This is actually oh my gosh, what is it called? A Power Fist.
A Power Fist, okay.
From Fallout New Vegas, yeah.
Nice.
Or I guess not New Vegas, any of them.
Yeah.
So that's actually my favorite weapon personally when I play Fallout, because I'm really bad at the guns in Fallout. I'm way better at melee. This is a Star Wars poster signed by Peter Mayhew and Carrie Fisher, which we actually met at a local Comic-Con. So
amazing. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's such a great piece of art and collectible item just to be particularly there on show in your streams. I must get people talking.
Yeah, and it's like my prized possession for sure.
Okay, so what else have you got on display there? So you got a squeaky chicken, one of them squeaky chickens.
Oh yeah, my kiddo actually got that for me for my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's up there so that they don't play with it because it's very annoying. It's very annoying. And then actually above me, I don't know if I should move my camera, but I'm going to.
Do it.
Above me right here is a Marvel poster that we also got signed by Stan Lee at a local Comic-Con.
Nice.
The signature's up there somewhere. So yeah, both of the posters are my kind of prized possessions for sure.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So you got a lot of Fallout items. You got a lot of Star Wars items. Is Fallout kind of your go-to franchise? Is it one of your favorites, or?
It's definitely one of my favorites, but I rarely ever stream it because it doesn't seem to do that well. But it's definitely my favorite games ever, for sure.
Sure. I think it would do better if it was if there was a new one and like a new single-player one. But then single-player games, story-driven games, don't always do the best as people like to enjoy it themselves. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Fallout and Skyrim, very good games. Well, Elder Scrolls, very good game IPs.
For sure.
Great. Okay. So have you always enjoyed gaming? Is it always something you gravitated to, or is it a relatively new thing that you picked up for streaming?
I was actually raised by gamer parents. So my mom and dad, they actually had me when they were 16 and 17 years old. So they were just teenagers themselves, and they were really into video games for whatever it was back then. It was probably just the SNES and the consoles before that. So yeah, I grew up playing the SNES, and my grandparents, they would always like joke that if they got stuck on a level when they would babysit me, that they would have to hand me the controller at like 2 or 3 years old, and I would beat the level for them. On like Super Mario and Donkey Kong Country, those were like my go-to for sure. So yeah, I've been gaming my entire life, and so it just all makes sense, bring it into streaming.
Great. So yeah. You've grown up around it. It is very natural for you to play games. That's great. That's great. What do you think are key influences that shape the way that you do your stream?
Influences.
Yeah, is there any other streamers you like to watch, or anybody who's in the world kind of makes you think, that I'll bring that to the stream?
Yeah, I think I watch a few key streamers that I kind of like take things that I like from like each one and kind of like try to compile it all into like what I want to be. I definitely just want to make sure that I'm positive and upbeat for people, because for me, if I watch a lot of negative content out there, I start to get negative in my actual life. So I like to make sure that the content that I watch is positive. So I want to make sure that the content I put out is positive. But also the main content that I used to digest before I became a streamer used to be helpful YouTube videos. So I also want to bring in like a knowledgeable base about the game that I'm playing and be able to help people navigate their game. So kind of like a little bit of both that I grab from people here and there, and I'm like, okay, I like this, I like that, and hopefully mash it all together really well.
Nice. Great. That's really good. So you try and bring kind of positivity and almost like a teaching vibe to your which probably goes in very well with your past life of preschool of teaching things like that. Yeah,
I didn't even think about that actually.
Well, there we go. Great. What do you think is the most important attribute for streamers, like for it to be a good streamer? Not necessarily, you top of the game, on top of the world streamers, but to be, in your eyes, a good streamer. What do you think that might be?
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny is I don't even remember what I said before. But I would say to be, what is that called? Like to be, I don't know. Let's see.
Authentic?
Personable.
Okay, yeah.
So like you want to have people be able to talk to you, and then you also want, in the long run, you want businesses to be able to feel like they can contact you as well. So I think being personable, being relatable, having people kind of see you through their eyes and relate to you in a way, even something as having in common as like the game that you're playing, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. Great.
Okay, so which platform do you actually stream on?
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually stream on Facebook and Twitch. So I initially started on Facebook, and that actually blew up pretty well. I actually was able to unlock getting supporters on there before they even had when it was just invite only. So that was a really big achievement. I think I hit that within like 3 months of streaming. So that was absolutely amazing. And then recently I've been dabbling into Twitch, and I've really, really enjoyed it. Now that I have a set community, bringing them over to Twitch where they can use like channel points and be able to interact with me in that way, has been so much fun. So I currently am streaming on each, and currently I'm actually going one day on Facebook, one day on Twitch, and back and forth. So
nice. So why did you want to branch out to Twitch in the first place? Why kind of half leave your home of Facebook and go over to Twitch?
I guess like Facebook was having a lot of issues just with like just things that the viewer would have trouble with viewing my stream is what I cared about. I didn't really care about my reach or my CCV. What I cared about is the viewer's experience when watching my stream. So some things that were happening were like they couldn't see comments that were popping up. And so it just made it really hard. Like how can you be a streamer and build a community when your community can't even communicate? So I decided, all right, let's try this Twitch thing out. Let's see how it goes. So then when I initially came to Twitch, I thought right away, I thought I'd be able to use channel points. So I was like, come over, let's use your channel points, let's have some fun. And then I started streaming on it. I'm like, wait a minute, you guys don't have channel points? Like, it's not just a magical thing that appears. And so then I was like, okay, well, now I really have to push for affiliate. So then I started streaming on Twitch, like pushing it probably for a whole week. I would do 2 streams a day just to push for affiliate for Twitch. And then once I was able to reach that, now I kind of have a more even schedule. So
great. Awesome. Great. So where do people find you? Where's the best place to find GiggleStink these days?
I would say either Twitch or Facebook, but I'm literally on every single social media that you can think of. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm literally like, I have TikToks pulled up on my phone right now that I'm filming. So nice. Yeah, and YouTube as well. So
nice. And what are your handles on there? Are they all GiggleStink or?
Yeah, they're pretty much every single one. I'm pretty sure is GiggleStink. So.
Great. You managed to crack that one. Well, it's been good to sit down and talk to you again. Sadly, the first time there were some audio issues and some technical issues which prevented the original interview from going out. But yeah, it's been nice to talk to you, particularly as you've gone through the journey of transitioning partially from being full on Facebook, dipping your toes into Twitch, and actually now you're at the stage where you're streaming both. To both platforms, obviously not in the restream side of things, but at set days. And you've been a Pipeline affiliate since they first rolled out the program, haven't you? Yeah. So you've been a Pipeline affiliate for quite a while. You've recently had a waypoint with IMB Parlor. Yeah, so things are going great for you.
Yeah.
What's next for GiggleStink? Where are you setting your sights in, like a year, 2 years, or even a little bit into the future? What's next for the platform and for you?
It's kind of crazy how much my I guess my goals have already changed from like the last time we were talking. But now I'm looking more into becoming a gamer journalist or a game tester. So trying to view my content in that aspect of what would a game designer look for, what would a game tester look for, what would a game journalist look for. So definitely looking at my content in a different lens, I guess you could say. And then also with that, broadening and playing more games that probably I wouldn't have. So I started this month, and hopefully for the next months to come, I've been playing the PlayStation Plus free games of the month. And actually like really dabbing into it, really seeing what I like about the games and things like that. So slowly but surely just kind of branching out there with new games. So that's definitely something to look to. And even in my YouTube videos, I'll be posting them too. So.
Okay, great. So this doesn't have to be in the interview if you don't want, but so why the change from when we first sat down and had this discussion, you were thinking about going more into the esports side of things. So why now the journalism, the game tester, reviewer, if you would, of games? Why the switch?
I think for me it was more like a life balance and like truly thinking about something that would fit with my actual lifestyle, I guess. Having a family, it would be a lot harder to travel. I think with Corona happening, I was more like, oh, everything happens at home. But thinking in the aspect of esports, it usually doesn't happen at home. You're usually traveling a lot.
Yes.
You're usually going to tournaments.
Yep.
So really actually thinking, okay, well, when Corona's over, what's going to happen? I would be traveling a lot, and that wouldn't be an easy fit for my family. And moving forward, it would clash completely. So thinking of something that would still actually bring me happiness, but also be feasible at the same time. So.
Okay. Great. Awesome. So, do you have any plans for the next month or two on your channel that you want to talk about now?
If you're interested in, variety games and PlayStation Plus free games of the month, then definitely check out my channel because I will be playing them.
Great. And is there any other kind of hook you want to say now? Any other form of advertisement to bring people to your channel now?
If you are feeling like you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, I'm definitely the channel to come check out, and I guarantee I'll put a smile on your face.
That is a strong claim. Great. Well,
we'll see if anyone holds me to it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Moosey, and that's GiggleStink. See you around.